Hello everyone out there in YouTube land and the world of beyond. This is DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan, and I am actually coming at you right now at the end of 2019. So, since we're actually almost back in the roaring 20s, and I'm actually seeing a lot of people actually come up with their top 20, top 10s today, I'm actually going to do an easy top 5. Something that you'll actually be able to see over in toywizards.com. That's toy-wizards.com. Excuse me for this. I'm actually still trying to work with the list that I'm actually generating from my Invisaligns, and although you can't see anything, there's certain things actually just like really get me. But I'm actually over here. I digress on that. Today I'm actually deciding to give you my top 5 tier of the year. And today I'm actually going to focus on the Siege line with a little bit of an exception. So I'm actually going to start off with what I thought actually made it over to my number 5. And a lot of you might be in chagrin with me. Some of you may not. If you disagree with me, want to fight about it, comment in the video. Comment on the comment section below, and let me know how you feel. Change my mind. Anyway, so here we go. I'm actually wearing my luau shirt because we're actually getting ready for a smorgasbord of bots. So today, I'm actually going to give you number 5. My number 5 is Siege Optimus Prime. He actually comes in with a world of goodness about him. He's not my number 1, sadly, because I don't know, I really love this bot. He should easily be somewhere in the top somewhere, but still yet though, I love him. The only reason that Studio Series Prime didn't make it in there is there's a little bit of lack of mobility in there and everything like that. This guy actually handles so well, and I love the fact that he's actually able to do deep bends in his legs and everything like that. His articulation is actually so on point, and if you can actually just see this, who can actually ignore that? That guy actually looks like the powerful leader of the Autobots that I actually have grown to love and admire throughout all the years. This guy is actually just very amazing. His articulation is actually cool. His transformation is amazingly great, very clean, but at the same time, I actually still had to go with this guy. He actually really brings everything to the table. Love him. So that's my number 5. My number 2 will actually be 8-Face. 8-Face actually brings a lot. Like I said, I keep on saying, he's actually the first character that I've actually come across in a long time that has actually made me say beast mode and then want to change him to a gorilla. He's awesome. Everything about him is actually great. My lack of stiffened legs and everything that didn't change my mind. The only reason why he's actually at number 4 is because it wasn't because of paint, because I actually took everything into consideration when I'm actually doing this guy. And I love his overall design, the overall way that he actually transforms and everything, and sticks his landing as far as being able to actually hold all his transformations together. Once you actually get the right corresponding pegs together, is great. Overall, he's an amazing bot. The only thing that actually maybe changed my mind on this guy is his lack of a heel structure, because he actually tends to sag down a lot, and I'm not exactly sure if that actually has to deal with his loosened legs, but I often think it's actually because of the heels, because it actually seems like the heel is actually more on a curve, which will actually make him, if he's back heavy, which he is, he'll actually tend to fall over a lot, and if they actually fixed it in a way where they actually gave it a little bit of a thump or a little bit of an indent to actually hold that, it would have been great, But number 4. My number 3 is Spinister, coming out, knocking it right out of the park right away. He's actually amazing. I'm actually really happy with everything that this guy does. I love the fact that they didn't think that they actually really thought about hiding all of his empty spaces with these panels. That makes me so happy. if Hasbro and Takara actually did more of this, I wouldn't have actually had so many issues with, like, say, Ironhide or Ratchet or any of those other, or like maybe even Prowl. Like anybody who actually has like those hollow legs, and I get it, it's actually for transformation, but there are smart ways of being able to handle that kind of thing, and I think this guy actually kind of like knocked it out of the park. Great articulation. That face is still amazing to me. I still haven't bought him back yet or anything like that, because I'm still loving the fact that he actually still had like instant beef with my Firestar. So like, that's great. I really love this. This guy is actually so enjoyable. I haven't stopped playing around with him or anything like that. He's actually amazing. If you actually find him, pick him up. Enough said. Alright, sorry for shaking the camera, my number 2 is actually going to be Ultra Magnus here. Ultra Magnus is an amazing bot. He actually kind of like came in and gave us something that we haven't seen in a long time, even from like back in the 80s. We haven't seen this in a long time, and that's a bot that actually holds both his forms, and like all 3 of his forms. He actually changes from like a car carrier, kinda, to a more Cybertronian truck inspired, more Mad Max inspired, but like, the fact that he actually changes into a truck, his own personal robot, and then this guy that actually holds the armor, one of the true successors, I thought, of the Matrix. Like, I think he's actually great. The only thing that actually made me like make him number 2 is because, and he would probably still stay at number 2, but like, I hate the fact that Hasbro and Takara actually kind of like made him with like a permanent A stance. Like, I wish they would have actually done something to actually like make these pivot, you know, because like anything that you're actually doing with him actually has to include an A stance. Anything he actually does where he actually closes it, or he actually has to like stand straight or close his legs for any reason or the other, it just looks weird. So like, I kind of think that part of articulation is actually needed. Otherwise than that, he's actually amazing. Waist articulation, wrist articulation, he's actually articulated all around. I actually added that Reaper label sticker because I thought he was actually bare without like an invisible Autobot symbol and everything like that, except for like on his back, you know. But like, I think he's actually wonderful. You get him, pick him up, he's actually really well worth the $50 price tag. And the fact that he actually comes with like some heft, just great. My number one is my Siege Jetfire. The guy that actually started it all out for me and everything, and I think he's amazing. His armor parts and everything like that aside, he actually makes a wonderful bot. Like, I even love the fact that he actually has like armaments that you can actually attach onto him and everything like that to make him look more like the Macross inspired robot, you know. And I love this guy so much. He brings everything to the table, from transformation to the fact that he actually has like multiple armaments, to his effects parts, to just this, you know. This mask actually kind of like means a lot to me. I know a lot of people actually still say Skyfire whenever they actually see him, but for me, he's always going to be Jetfire. I still am probably going to, I'm still not sure if I'm actually going to invest in the extra ears just to go with that extra measure or anything like that, but he is great. If you actually see this guy, like, even at, like, I've actually seen that they've actually been, like, offering discounted prices and everything like that. If they do, great, pick him up. If they don't, pick him up, because he is really well worth the money. Like, I'm really impressed with him. He actually brings everything, every kind of bang for the buck and everything like that, and I really think that he's great. Can't stop gushing about this guy, pick him up. Alright. And that actually concludes my top tier 5. The only things I'm probably going to do now is probably let's give you an honorable mention or two. Now, my honorable mention will be Siege Springer. And the only reason that he didn't actually make it into my top 5, because he actually brings everything good about this crazy 80s design that Hasbro actually made like a long time ago and everything like that, back in like 86. he was actually probably like one of the most popular triple changers. The only reason why he actually doesn't make it into my top 5 is because of this loose connection on the back. If that loose connection were actually strengthened in some way, because like you were actually playing around with the guy and like so all of a sudden, like even just slightly tapping it, it comes loose. Now, I'm not sure if floor polish will actually do it. I'm actually going to fix that someday soon and just try it out and see if that actually happens, but that's pretty much my only real gripe with him, is because of like that and like the loosened feet and everything like that he actually came with. Otherwise than that, he's actually bringing a lot to the table, and he's a wonderful bot. Like, I really think that he's actually worth the pickup. See him, buy him, like he's actually super sturdy. I really love everything about this guy. In fact, the more I actually played around with him, I think the more I actually liked him over the IDW version of him. So like he's that's actually a lot. That's actually to say a lot because I really love. That's actually saying a lot because I really love the IDW version. So, see this guy again? Look at that face. Pick him up. He's worth it. You'll be surprised to know that my second honorary mention isn't even a Transformer at all, believe it or not. It's Goldar from the Lightning collection of the Power Rangers. And this is actually the GameStop exclusive. I think this guy rocks. The Alien Space Monkey, that's what I think he's actually kind of like more of the, he's more inspired by it than anything else. Look at that guy's face. Everything about this guy, actually, I'm going to give you like a full review on this guy pretty soon and everything like that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to set like, it's not going to deviate from anything that I'm actually saying right now. He's awesome. From the effects part to like his, multiple points of movement and everything like that, and even with the fact that he actually does this thing, like I love that pivot that they actually put in his waist, and it just gives him so much dynamic positioning, like look at this guy is just really awesome. I love like the hands that he actually comes with also. I wish I actually like made his more opened hand like his left hand than anything else, because I actually always feel like he's actually supposed to be a righty with the sword, or they could have actually given us like a couple more extra hands and everything like that. I'll show that in a later review, but like, you know what? This guy is great. I love the fact that his wings are actually made out of this like kind of like more bendable plastic and everything like that. And usually I'm so against that, but with this guy it works. So like everything about this guy actually screams personality. So if you ever find this guy over in like GameStop and everything like that, pick him up. Really worthy. And that ends my top 5. Again, I really appreciate everything that you guys have actually done for me this year and everything like that. Like following, commenting, that sort of thing. I am stoked that I've actually been so warmly received so far and everything like that. Please, just also pass me around to your friends and everything like that. Always like, subscribe, hit the notification bell just in case just in case you want to see more of this space. And I appreciate everything about you guys. You've actually made my 2019 amazing, and I'm actually hoping that 2020 actually comes out great for you and me. So I hope that everything that you actually do actually leads you to like greater heights, and like that every single window and door is actually open for you and only you. So this is DIECAST NORBZ signing off, and when all of these stop being magical, that's when I stop collecting. Take care, everybody.